Greedy Holland on the Core 94.
Yo, welcome to an episode of the Core 94 Presents. I'm your host, DG Baggs, and today we have two very special guests talking about a power couple, entrepreneurs here giving you everything you need to know about trucking, how to start, what to do, what not to do, how to earn money. Without further ado, the co-founders and owners of Greedy Holland, Mr. Michael and Anitra, aka Mrs. Greedy Holland.
Thank you.
Thank you.
What's going on, guys? Y'all in Houston right now?
Yeah, we're in Houston. We actually had two trainings today. We had a training outside teaching drivers how to secure loads downstairs, and we had dispatch training upstairs. So we actually just wrapped up probably like an hour ago. Had to find my lip gloss right quick, so we got an interview.
It's been a powerful day today.
Yeah, it's been a good day.
Absolutely. Well, let's get down to it. Well, let's talk about the dispatching and the training. Like, what exactly did y'all do today? Like, what are you doing for people with the trucking industry?
Whew. So what we're doing is teaching everything that helped us in our business. Actually, everything that we've learned along the way from the very beginning, like the paperwork process to even conversations, securing the loads, like every single thing that's important in what we do and what we learned on our own, we teach other people.
And what made you want to tell somebody else? Because, you know, most people, when they get the game or they find a pot of gold, you know, they try to keep that well
to themselves.
I
keep hearing that. But it's just so crazy because we were at a point where we were trying to figure it out. What are we gonna do long term? And then when we thought of trucking, we didn't know anybody in trucking. We had not seen anybody that had already established their own trucking company. We just figured we did a little research and saw the money in it. And so we just made a choice and we were like, this is what we're gonna do. But it was, once I got through that first initial paperwork process, you know, we're established business now. We're doing big things. That really was a big deal, but that wasn't, can I curse on here? That wasn't nothing.
Y'all can curse.
Okay, that was not nothing. It was after that the work started. So then we were at a place, okay, well, what do we do? And everything that we do, that we learned on our own. And once we learned it and we saw how lucrative it is and we saw how it changed our life, it was just like, we got to tell people. But as we were working, I think maybe social media played a part in it because we were both excited about what we're doing. And it really just started as, look at this load, we got this load today, we just posted a load. And then a lot of people just started reaching out like, what are you doing? How do you do it? How can I do it? Our services are really based on what people ask of us. So I kept on getting so many calls asking, and it got to the point where, okay, I'm excited to talk about it, but I literally got to walk away from my business to talk to you about it. And we just decided to package it. We packaged it based on what other people were asking of us, and streamlined it to where it makes sense, to where we just helping. I help you, you help me.
We just tried to build a family network.
Yeah, you know, and I was just about to get into that. I was about to talk about that working together, that bringing that career and that personal life. Like, how do you balance that and separate that and keep everything going? Because obviously you guys are showing nothing but success, at least from the outside looking in. It looks beautiful, you know, having your family involved, earning and helping others. So how do you guys manage to balance and maintain that?
It was a no-brainer for us.
Yeah.
This is what we've been doing forever, whether it was this or anything else. And so it's like, you have your part, I got mine. He's gonna do everything he can.
No, I'm gonna mastermind and she gonna master her part, and we're gonna put it together in the package and talk to you. So everybody can get it now.
But he has his strengths, I have mine. And it's like, we both, before we even decided on trucking, it was gonna be something. And before we decided, you know, I was working, but as soon as we made a decision, I didn't have a problem stepping away from my job and stepping out on faith because I didn't have any question. He didn't have any question. And we just started going. So like when you say, you know, with the success and how it looks and everything, that's important too, because it has been a blessing. It's been the best thing we could have ever done. But we eat, live, breathe, sleep. Like this is us. This is what we do. Yeah. Like from dusk
we work
till
8 days a week.
And so that's why you see, you know, people see what they see, because even after the day part, like at night, we're still discussing everything. Like it's a never ending process. And especially in the beginning. So we've been able to delegate and streamline some things so we can have more time for family. But one thing about it, I'm able to work from home as much as I need to, anytime I need to. That's important too. So even if I am working an 11-hour day, I'm still at home. I probably took like 5 breaks in between then. But all of that is important. Like it's a balance, but it's a balance that works for us. It's not like cookie cutter. It just works for us, and every day is a little bit different.
So now everything looks smooth because we made it look smooth, and it is smooth now because it's a blessing that we accept. We just pass the blessing on to everybody else that's willing to listen. Because one thing about listening, if you listen to us in the same field that you want to get in, we had a 100% success rate. I ain't had not one person to fail in this here if you listen to her or me. Because one thing about it, we're gonna high five in the end zone at the end of the day. You know what I mean? Because like with our 100% success rate, man, that's the blessing. That's why we do it 8 days a week. Because everybody listens and they take care of business. And everything comes together after that.
100% success rate. I mean, my Lysol ain't even 100%. You know what I mean? That's 99.9.
Hey, like if I knew somebody that failed, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
But what I can tell you is we bumped our heads. Yeah. So the game that we giving you is based off us bumping our heads. We know what not to do and what to do. It's not from reading a book. It's not from going on YouTube. It's not from going on Google. This is real life, what to do and what not to do. And that's the best teacher is experience. So we took those hits for everybody else.
Yeah.
How difficult was it leaving your job? Because that's what I find out most people have, most of our people have the hardest time doing, leaving that comfort zone, especially if you got a good job or a high paying job. And, you know, this is something you really didn't plan for. And a lot of people say they have faith, but really going out on faith and putting it all in with your relationship and putting our brains together and putting our kids, our future depends on this. Like, we have to make this work. How difficult was that to really leave the job? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, how was it? How was it?
Let him say what he got to say, then I'm gonna talk.
One thing about it, my heart don't stop pumping. And that's what it was. Like once I jumped out there and understood this here lane, how easy I made it look for her to leave. That's where everything started coming together, because she understood my hustle. Like my hustle was like nonstop. You know what I mean? Like the non-stopping process brought the money in, so it made her not even have to worry about that no more, because I got her.
Yeah, you made it easy for her.
Yeah, I got her. You know what I mean? That's the key too.
And the whole time, it wasn't no question in my mind. Like when we started having the conversations, it was, okay, what are we gonna do? Because I ain't working forever. Yeah. we're gonna set this 5-year plan and go all the way so we can rest a little bit later. But what you mentioned is a huge deal. I have those conversations too, because the world ain't gonna open up until you step out on faith. As long as you're comfortable, you're gonna stay there. You have to be uncomfortable. Like we have some uncomfortable nights, but the comfort is we're reaching levels that other people aren't. That it takes heart. And I don't know if it's any business, but this business right here, you gotta have heart and balls.
Yeah. And then like in life, if you get comfortable and it's time to get uncomfortable, can you get back comfortable? See, that was the key with us, because like we was uncomfortable for a little while. Then all of a sudden everything started coming together. So now we orchestrated that thing and got back in that lane again, you know, making the money. So everything started coming back together. Because we was uncomfortable for a little while, then we got comfortable.
But it's no question on which way to go. And that's a real big issue for people. Like I've spoken to people that have real life anxiety about that what if it don't go right? That's not a question. It's not no what if.
That's just like shooting dice and crapping out. Like what if it hit 6? What if it hit 12? What if it hit 9? What you know, what if? Because that's why we turn this here greedy holler into package deals on helping people provide for their family, lay their foundation down. So that's where we at right now, providing and helping.
And foundation is key.
Yeah, absolutely. So, well, you know what, I have a personal question. So, you know, at the beginning of all businesses, you know, when you got to, you know, get that trademark and get that LLC, you know what I mean? Who came up with the name and finalized Greedy Holland?
I'll tell you the story.
Okay.
So we had made up our mind. This is what we're gonna do. This is what we're gonna do. Now keep in mind, when we jumped in, we really didn't know anything. We just decided this is what we were gonna do. And we learned what we needed to learn after everything was already established. So as he's talking to people, telling his friends, you go ahead and tell. He on the phone with his friends. What you tell him?
I'm gonna be greedy hollering on you boys.
And so I'm next to him while he's talking. As he's talking, I'm getting the LLC because I heard. I'm like, ooh, that's it. That's it. And what's important to us is our business is a reflection of us together. What we're building, what we're continuing to build. And his logic behind Greedy Hauling was, I'm gonna pick up, drop off, pick up, drop off. Like, I'm just gonna be greedy with how I do things in the trucking industry. And as soon as I heard it, that's when I went right there. He was still on the phone when I got on the computer and filed the LLC and got the EIN. Because it made sense and there was meaning to it. A lot of times I actually talk to people about it. People, you know, they want these super professional business names because they feel like it's gonna bring more business or a certain type of client, but you gotta do what's true to you. And that's one thing we're fortunate for. We're able to live in our truths. We move how we want. We help people in the process, and we live the life we want to live.
Absolutely. Well, you know, for our listeners, you know, people who want to get into the trucking rate, you know, could you give them like roughly, like, I guess maybe the buildup of your numbers that you was able to do with your trucking industry? I mean, with your trucking business, so they'll know the type of money they can earn if they really put their work in and put their head in 8 days a week.
We moved our first load December of 2019. 2020, last year, during the year of the pandemic, we grossed 500,000. The job I actually left December of 2019. That W-2 had 130,000. A lot of people ain't comfortable with leaving that kind of money. I did it as smart as possible, but when I left, but if I hadn't have done that, I would not have had the year that we have had
right now.
That we had last year during a pandemic. Like it, and this year it's over double that. I will say that. But in that process, we've learned how to scale our business. We learned how to maximize in certain areas to where the profits come in a lot faster with delegation, really. So delegating has really helped our business. The internet has helped our business, helping people with the paperwork process and understanding the compliance, because this is a heavy regulated industry. Like, you really have to have your ducks in a row. And with us. When we jumped in, we learned that along the way. But since it's so heavily regulated, your business is basically based on a scoring system. So you have to do everything to protect your score. The better your score of your business, then the more business you get. The longer you'll be in business. So it's a lot of little things, we've been in positions where I always said I always had side hustles, I was always selling something. I was always doing something, but this is the first fully legitimate business from A to Z. Look, don't read into that.
This is the first business that made her quit her job.
No, but it really is. I have to have these conversations, Bags, because I don't want anyone to just jump in. Yeah, because you can risk a whole lot. So it's so important to be prepared, to know as much as you can about this industry. And that's actually what we developed for people.
The blueprint, I call it.
The blueprint.
The ultimate passion course is the blueprint to success in running your trucking company. That's what we provide for people now. So if you follow that blueprint that we follow, say no more.
Well, tell our people, man, before we, first of all, I want to say thank you guys so much. You know what I'm saying? Your story is inspirational. Us too at the Core 94, we was here for a long time, 7 years, but during the pandemic, everything took off. It's crazy that you went on faith, not knowing that the world was going to stop and your dream was going to come true.
Right on time.
Yeah, that's just how it works. That's just how it works. But, I know a lot of people that want to get into this trucking industry. I know people who have CDLs or have trucks and don't know the step or what to do or really just how to earn. I see people selling their trucks now. You know what I'm saying? So can you tell everybody how they sign up with you guys, how they get involved and what to do, the process and where to follow you and find you?
Yes, so you can go to our website, greedyholland.com. You can go to our Instagram, Greedy Holland. We have a whole lot of content, a lot of people that we've helped, a lot of information on our social networks. So our Instagram, go to our link in our bio, all of our links there, all of our information is there, our YouTube is there, my interviews will be there. So that's the best place to get a lot of information about what we do. Our dispatch course is there. So I can tell you why I came up with the dispatch course. Of course, like I said, all of our services and things we offer were based on what everybody was asking me for. So when we first got into business, we bring on anybody that we know, that we love, that we feel like we can help. But we didn't know nothing. So it was a lot. We all learning together, right? And I'm huge on balance, and we're huge on growth. So I'm taking care of the back end for everybody. I'm making sure everybody's loaded, everybody's making more money than they ever made, but you already have your own truck and trailer. Let me do your paperwork so you can have your own trucking business. If you need me, I can still fully support you.
Yeah.
But now you have your own trucking business. You don't have to work for me. So that's where that transition happened. And when I transitioned some of my drivers, probably like 5 of them, the first 5, to their own trucking company, what I realized is by me supporting them that way, that actually was a better, smarter lane.
Yeah, because you learn.
Because what I'm doing as a dispatcher for other carriers, what I'm doing is I'm talking to carriers, I'm talking to brokers, I'm talking to shippers, I'm talking to receivers. But as I'm talking to all these people, I'm building relationships. And that's the key to what's going on here. But guess what? A dispatcher has $200 a month overhead. If you want a trucking company with 1 truck, you probably got like $6,500 in overhead. So as a dispatcher, you're going to learn every lane in this industry. You're going to have minimum overhead, and you're going to have damn near 100% profit in what you bring in, because you're going to have profit. The more money you make, the more money I make, because I'm charging you a percentage. So when I didn't have that overhead, And when I'm dispatching for my people and they have their own company, it literally was the same profit.
Same profit.
Same profit.
Less overhead.
Less overhead,
stress.
no liability. I could sleep better
No
at
stress.
night.
Get the back end blessings for blessing other people.
Yes, and it's literally the smartest way to get in the industry. Like your relationships are going to determine where your business grows. So you can grow into being a broker, you can grow into having your own fleet, but that dispatching literally teaches you this back end. It's going to teach you this whole industry because you're dealing with everybody in the industry and you determine where you want to go, but it's nothing but growth and opportunity in this industry. So that's why I teach it.
There you go, y'all.
The people that are selling their equipment, I can tell you, is because they jumped up, got a truck and a trailer, and didn't understand this back end that I'm teaching.
That ain't why.
Why is it?
I came into the play. Put everybody in the unemployment line, man. That's why she don't work no more. She work for us now. I done woke up asleep and drive. But I be quiet though.
No, but that back end is so critical.
Yeah, real hustler right here, man. You know what I mean? Man, you tell me how many people you can get on here and make their wife quit their job and come work with them. You know what I mean? Yeah.
Work for you.
No, work with me. Man. You don't work for me. But that's the blessing though.
Hey man, it was so great having you guys, man.
Man, it was great to speak.
494 with our favorite power couple, Black-owned business, Greedy Hauling. Make sure y'all sign up, man, and get with that dispatcher one-on-one, man, so you can know what to do, what not to do, and how to earn and get this money. You see how they live and you see how happy they are. You see the blessings. I'm your host, DG Bags. You can find me on Instagram at DG Bags. That's at DGBAGGS or at the Core 94. And make sure you tune into the core94.com where we're giving you the hottest music, the hottest interviews, the hottest news, period. Man, special shout out to Michael and Anitra with Greedy Hauling. Make sure you follow them on Instagram at Greedy Hauling.